the lights out, it's less dangerous. Here we are now, entertainers.
Breaks through a couple tackles, making people miss. Touchdown! Now play action, fires over the middle, pass is caught. Touchdown, Deer Park! Give it to him out of the backfield. Touchdown, Deer Park! Welcome to Hampshire Stadium, everybody. District 24 6A play for Deer Park opens up here at home as they get ready to host the Knights of Clear Falls. Welcome in, everybody. Mason Pratt here alongside Shane Creel here on Tiffy Nights. Always a fun night here at Hampshire. Always a very packed night. Just be careful running through that banner, kids. But Deer Park picked up their first win of the season last week in the final non-district game, an exciting thriller on the road, Barbers Hill ISD Stadium over there in Mont Bellevue. Deer Park got the win, 37-36. A late touchdown gave Deer Park the lead, and they were able to hold on, make just enough plays defensively to hold on for a win.
Yeah, Mason, we saw a lot of good things starting off last week. The first two drives offensively were well executed. They did what they were trying to do with the play. It wasn't a lot of breakdowns, and were very successful. Defensively, for sure the first half was solid, and then you saw a little bit of the gas start to run out of the tank maybe in the second half, and wheels started feeling a little shaky, but holding it together and pulling out the win was a lot of fun to watch. It was just an exciting game to be a part of.
And that gas tank might get tested again here tonight. We were looking just at the highlights and the numbers from Clear Falls. This is an offense that can score a lot, and they can score quickly. Put up 51 points last week in the win over Clear Falls and put up a lot of yardage, too.
Yeah, that's exactly right. From whatever I saw watching a couple of their previous games, they can certainly go fast, and it's nothing crazy. It's quick passes and getting down the field.
Getting you ready for national anthem here from Abshire Stadium, just a few minutes away from kickoff. We'll turn it over to the PA announcer and get you ready for kickoff here in just a few.
Thank you. And please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem by the Deer Park High School Band and presentation of colors by the Deer Park High School JROTC Color Guard. Commander Cadet Command Sergeant Major Aiden James. Co-Commander Cadet Second Lieutenant Samira Flores. Right Guard Cadet Second Lieutenant Pilot Shaw. And Left Guard Cadet Second Lieutenant Trevor Martin. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Give another round of applause to our video experts joining us tonight. Welcome to the football team, the Deer Park Sailors and the Deer Park Tigers. Thank you for joining us tonight.
So getting you ready for kickoff here between Deer Park and Clear Falls. Both teams obviously opening up district play here. Deer Park picking up that win last week over Barbers Hill. Meanwhile, Clear Falls comes into this one 2-1. We mentioned the track meet that they had with Cy Falls last week, and we might be in for a high-scoring, long night.
Certainly, you can't help but think that that might be the case watching a little bit of their film from their previous games where they were able to put up lots of numbers no matter who they went against. And you can't help but think whoever gets a stop here or there is going to end up winning the game.
And obviously, I'm sure Coach Flynn would say you want to win every ball game that you play, but when in non-district, you probably are more focused on just seeing your team improve week to week. Have you seen that through the first 3 weeks?
Definitely. The execution by far came together a lot more last week just by those sustained drives and running the play that they had called. The 2 weeks before that, it was just kind of a hodgepodge of handing the ball off, getting stomped here and there, and then the quarterback just running for his life.
Clear Falls has won the toss and deferred their option to the second half. Deer Park will receive at the north end.
So what we had last week was that progression. You saw them being able to execute at a higher level, and I still think there's a some good self-scouting that can happen where you can look at what you have a lot of success with, who you have the most success with, and really lean on that. And so I'd like to see more of that today, that progression, like you said.
And it certainly was an offense that has improved week to week. Defense, still some adjustments need to be made. Even in just some fundamentals, angles, tackling-wise, still some work to be done defensively, but a good test here as we get ready to open up district play with Clear Falls coming in.
Yeah, defensively, I think this is going to be something that's really going to shine a light on some of the secondary, because if you don't take good angles, you don't break down, and you don't make tackles, you are going to be on the Jumbotron over there with the guys running down the field past you. So definitely want to make sure that you are reading your keys, breaking down, making secure tackles.
Kickoff team heading out there. Trace Yates going to be headed back deep, along with Andon Schroeder, of course. Schroeder already with a kickoff return touchdown this year, coming a couple of weeks right back, or a couple of weeks ago rather, right back here at Appshire against the Woodlands. And ever since he's had that touchdown, we've seen teams avoid kicking to him.
Yeah, once you see it on film once, you know he's got that capability. You don't want to go back to him.
Augustine Laredo getting the ball teed up for Deer Park. There you see Schroeder. See if he'll get a chance here on the opening kickoff, or if Laredo will go the other way. Slight wind at Laredo's back, and we are underway here, and Schroeder will get a chance as he is backpedaling and takes it his own two, mishandles it, and picks it up after finally collecting it, trying to get through the first wave. Flag thrown, and Schroeder wrapped up and swarmed down at the 12.
It all starts with the catch. Nothing can happen until you secure the ball, and you just want to get on your horse and get going. And right there, kind of just bounced a little bit high off his chest, I think.
Could go from bad to worse here if the penalty might be going against Deer Park.
During the return, blocking the back, number 21 of the return team. Penalty will be enforced half the distance from the spot of the foul. First down, Deer Park.
So going to start this drive inside their own 5.
Just an opportunity to get more yardage in the first drive.
Go. Aiden LaFrenz and company. Trace Yates in the backfield with him. John Arthur French split out. Bottom of your screen. Schroeder split out. Paradise lined up as that H-back in the backfield. Had a couple touchdown receptions last week in the win over Barbers Hill, including what ended up being the game winner. And LaFrenz sends John Arthur French in motion. They go on the ground on first down. Yates straight up the gut, powers his way and gets a little bit of breathing room up ahead to about the 8-yard line.
You really like the foot movement there and just the drive and keeping his feet going. When you're backed up on your own goal line, you certainly want to be able to have something that's nice and safe and get you a few yards of breathing room.
Staying on schedule here, second down and 6. Two wideouts, John Arthur French, Andon Schroeder to each side. Paradise in motion. Another delayed look. Looks left, comes back right, hit it as he's thrown. John Arthur French tackled down at about the 37-yard line as he was trying to work back to it. Ethan Kameen's in coverage. Nothing he could do except just take down Arthur French.
Pass interference. Defense number 4. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Well, the DB really bailed him out, and I know he didn't have any clue where the ball was, but LaFrenz took a shot on the throw and caused it to be wildly underthrown. And him doing a good job as a receiver coming back towards the ball, gets tangled up, and fresh 10.
Ball pushed ahead to the 23, first down and 10. Gives Deer Park a little bit more breathing room here. Braylon Aston Jackson lined up in the slot. He's the motion man. Give it to him. And Aston Jackson looking to turn the corner a little bit. Unable to do so. Goes down hard.
Man.
Along that far sideline. No flag thrown. I think he might have got tripped up on the chain there, but he does get ahead to.
I think he got a good-sized coach over there that he got clotheslined by. But you saw the end around right there, giving Action Jackson the ball. They had some success with that last week, going back to it with some more success. But you see them play a lot of man coverage, so I would like to see them really take advantage of some of that with these motions.
Aston Jackson again, motions in. Comes with pressure, and he's unable to haul it in out of the backfield after the motion. And Knights bringing pressure as LaFrenz had to get rid of that one quickly. Brings up a 3rd down and about 5 to go.
I understand what they're trying to do, but, you know, Action Jackson just took a wicked shot on
There
the
you see
sideline.
a little,
Yeah.
little shiv from the coach a little bit. 3rd down and 5.
I'm like,
ball at the-
man.
Ball at the 29. Deer Park trying to convert here on 3rd down, keep the drive going. Yates in the backfield, stays in to block, brings pressure. They're going to go deep. Has a step, laying out for it. What a snag! Schroeder going to the ground and hauling it in at the Knights' 31-yard line.
Well, that's what I was talking about with that man coverage. You get a step on him, put it out in front of him, and he almost put it way too far out in front of him because Schroeder is not slow, and for him to get there, I mean, he was full afterburn and a full layout to get to it as well.
What a catch there on 3rd down.
Might have knocked the wind out of him a little bit.
Yeah, might have landed on that ball going to the turf, but that play essentially flips the field. New set of downs for Deer Park at the Clear Falls 31. Heavy set in the backfield here. Counter play for Yates. Stutter steps at the line of scrimmage and able to fall forward to gain a couple, and that play looked like it was going to get blown up right there at the point of attack. Liam Gurka was right there in the backfield as Yates got that handoff.
Yeah, it's got to be blocked up perfectly when you put that many backs in the backfield and stack the box like that because they were pulling the guard there, a little power play to the left side, and like you said, there's some penetration, almost caused it to be a negative play.
LaFrenz getting the call in from the sideline. Just over 2 minutes gone by here on this drive. It started back at their own 4. Deep drop, LaFrenz again, gonna go deep ball. Hangs in the air, Aston Jackson trying to fight to the contact and unable to haul it in.
Well,
a lot of hand fighting there in the end zone.
It wasn't just hand fighting. It was a pretty savvy move there by the corner. Got it tugged on his shirt tail to catch back up to him. And Action Jackson still almost had a really great circus catch over the shoulder, which is one of the hardest catches to make. Yeah, look. I don't know if we'll see the tug, but right there.
3rd down and 7. Going to roll the pocket for LaFrenz. Looking downfield. He's got a little bit of running room. Turns upfield. Going to mark him out at about the 22, near the line to gain. Either going to bring up 4th and inches, and that is what the down marker says on the far side of the field. So just shy of the 1st down, and Deer Park offense staying out there. They're going to load up, bring in the beef.
I would prefer them to just spread out and let the QB run the ball. He's got to be their leading rusher, and he knows when to put his head down and get some yardage.
Now motion towards the left side, and Deer Park not liking the alignment. Going to take a timeout here on 4th and inches.
Their first time out of the half.
Remember what they just lined up right here. They snuck Paradise back across the formation on a naked boot. Hit it for a touchdown at the beginning of the game.
A couple times, yeah.
And then at the very end of the game, they hit the same play. And wonder if they're thinking this might be a time to pop that again. Or you just hand it off and get downhill for 1 yard, which is what I would want to do.
4th and call it a yard, but even maybe just inside of a yard, trying to convert here on 4th down on a play, or on a drive rather. Started back at their own 4-yard line on the after the opening kickoff. Offense stays back out there. Different look this time. Now 3 wideouts in the set. Justin Jackson in the slot. Handed Schroeder next to him. Arthur French in motion. They go away from the motion. And LaFrenz picks up the first down and lunges forward down to the 13.
I love it. When you got to get a yard, you give it to your best runner. And he gets it.
Yeah, going away from the motion. Able to get to that second level, picks up the first down.
I really expect to see a lot more motions if they stay in this kind of man coverage like this, just to get guys flying around the field. Eyes.
Ball at the 13. Slow play for Yates, falling down, lunging forward to the 10.
You'll see that a lot of times, you know, with the backs. They're taught slow to fast, allow the blocks to develop before they see a crease and they hit it. Hopefully you see a little bit bigger creases start happening as the game goes on though, right?
Yeah. Every time I see that style, it's very, reminds me of Le'Veon Bell. He's always doing that. 2nd and 7 here at the 10. Play action. Yates, or LaFrenz rather, take it himself, trying to turn up the corner. He will be taken down inside the 5. Should be enough for a Deer Park first down. See where they spot it here.
The ball punch, man.
And once again, just inches shy of the first down. So 3rd and short coming up. Ball at the 4-yard line. Yates, the running back, to his left. Another option look. LaFrenz hesitates, tries to fall forward again, gets a little push from his offensive line. Look at the pile go into the end zone. Touchdown, Deer Park. What a drive. Over 4 minutes, they go 96 yards and capped off with the LaFrenz touchdown.
Yeah, and the big boys got involved and helped push the pile and start off 6 on the board.
Sophomore quarterback, the focal point of that one. Good snap, good hold, extra point, splits the uprights. And a nice methodical drive there to open up the ball game. As Deer Park marches down the field, capped off here by the quarterback keeper.
Yeah, and I thought they really kind of leaned on what their strengths have been as they progress through the year so far. A lot of trying to hit your playmakers and some end around, a couple quick passes down the field, and then the quarterback, a lot of the quarterback running the ball.
Highlight of that drive, the 39-yard catch by Schroeder helped flip the field.
I'm really excited and interested to see what the Deer defense does, especially early on, you know, when they're all juiced up and full of energy. Are they able to get a turnover, get a big 3-and-out stop?
We'll see Landon Horton and Cameron Smith back deep for Clear Falls, standing back at their own 5. Looks like a short approach going to be taken. The little chip shot falls into no man's land, takes a hop at the 20, feel it on the hop, and Horton going to go out of bounds after collecting it shy of the 25, it looks like. Your favorite play, Shane?
Well, it landed where you want it to land when you when you do a pooch. It did what you want it to do. So yes, it was a successful pooch, I guess. I'm not a fan of the pooch, but when it's successful like that, let's do it.
And this offense for Clear Falls coming to the line, put up 578 yards last week in the win over Clear Falls. Kaiden Barker, the quarterback, was outstanding. 375 yards and 6 touchdowns. He's got a lot of weapons on the perimeter.
He's got one-on-one up at the top.
but they will keep it on the ground here on first down. The running back, Cameron Kern, picks up a couple, up ahead to the 33. 28 rather, got my lines mixed up. About a 3-yard gain by Kern there on first down. Back-to-back plays. Kern once again trying to find a hole up the middle. Met at the point of attack there. Brody Bailey there to meet him in the middle.
Well, you know, as much as they do throw the ball, they are consistent in running the ball. Otherwise, those are not going to be very successful. So
even Kearns had 25 carries in that win last week over Cy Falls rather. Barker rolls the pocket, easy pitch and catch here to move the sticks.
Yeah, little play action, kind of a smash concept down here by the two receivers. Kind of a 7-8 yard out, followed by a corner out on top of it.
Hauled in by Ponchak. They go back on the ground. Big hit right there at the line of scrimmage. Like Wojtek laying the lumber there.
Certainly, Wojtek did a great job. I mean, staying square in the hole and delivering the big shot. I'd like to see him coming downhill a little bit faster for a smaller gain.
Barker takes the snap, play action, got a lot of room to roll, fires downfield. He's got a man open behind the defense and hauled down at the 15. Touchdown saving tackle there. Kyler Ferris had to catch up to Zach Greer, but Zach Greer
broke him off in the route. He kind of had a post corner look, and when he hit the corner portion of it, Ferris got turned around and completely
Ray wideouts near side of the field, back on the ground though for Kern. Finds a little bit of a hole along the right side, and he keeps the pile moving. Down inside the 10 to the 8. 7 yards there for Kern. And the Knights going quickly here on this drive, going with tempo. 2nd and 3. Ball at the Deer Park 8-yard line. Back to Kearns on the ground. Met at the line, trying to be hauled down from the ground and gang tackled after a pickup of a couple. Brings up 3rd and a yard to go.
Oh man, that's they're going to get an offsides call down here on either the outside linebacker or the corner who was
offsides. Defense number 22. Penalty been forced half the distance from the previous spot.
Corner lined up offside. You don't see that very often.
And he's wearing a hoodie. Unacceptable. Yeah, I mean, he's trying to go man and be real aggressive in his face, but I mean, you got to know where the line of scrimmage is. Look at it, dude. Look at the ball.
1st and goal at the 4. They go back on the ground. Kearns leads the way here, and Falls strikes right back. Chapa finds the end zone. And what a march, what a strike downfield. We mentioned that Clear Falls can put up a lot of points, and they can do it in a hurry. That drive right there was the epitome of that.
Yeah, and they had a good amount of balance in that in the play calling, which keeps you honest in the run game, loosens you up in the passing game.
Gunnar Ruiz on for the extra point. Splits the uprights, and just like that, we are tied at 7 apiece, just past the halfway point of this first quarter. Zach Greer had the big catch on that drive, one that went for 42.
Yeah, so I think Ferris was kind of in his back pedal or his weave at that point, and instead of maybe trying to just make a speed turn, he tried to open his hips back up. But when you got a guy running full speed towards you, you've already got to have your hips opened up to turn and run, or you just got to keep going in the direction you're going and do a speed turn so that you can hopefully make up the ground a lot quicker. But I don't want to take anything away from the route. It was an excellent route, and then a great catch too. Ferris doing a great job of hog tying him by the ankles to save a touchdown earlier, but ultimately.
Yeah, we mentioned the weapons that the Knights have on the perimeter. Greer, one of the go-to guys. 12 catches last week for 193 yards and 4 touchdowns. Outstanding game in that track meet between Clear Falls and Cy Falls last week. Another high kick. Schroeder again going to get a chance, fields it cleanly at the 5. Looking for a crease, bounces back towards the 30, stays on his feet, and takes it up ahead to the 33. Clear Falls on that drive. They go 7 plays, 72 yards, just over 2 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, I mean, I think you get your defense down there on the, get them on the bench, get a whiteboard in front of them, say, hey, look, this is what they're doing when they're running the ball. Linebackers, you got to be disciplined, read your keys, go make tackles, keep them in longer yardage, down and distance when they do throw the ball, and hopefully you can kick up a turnover at some point.
See, with this Deer Park offense, their drive a little bit more methodical. First time they had it. Taken over with much better field position here. 1st and 10 at their own 34. 3 wideouts tight to the line. Now Schroeder motions into the backfield. Fake the give to him. LaFrenz, keeper up the middle, takes a big shot just shy of the 40. But
big shot's a little bit of friendly fire there, I think, by his O-lineman. Yeah, it was just kind of a zone read play. You got outside zone going to the left, and he pulls it out of the belly and hits it downhill.
Quarterback picks up 5 on 1st down. Once again, Deer Park going to load up the backfield here on 2nd down and 5. Paradise leading the way. Zuniga gets the carry, and he takes a shot right at the line of scrimmage.
Woo, man, linebacker had clear, and he went downhill fast.
Briggs Worthington, number 40. The one fired up defensively for the Knights after that one.
Yeah, you know, they load up the box like that, and you got a pretty stacked backfield.
It's 3rd down and 4 here. Deer Park going to spread them out. 4 wideouts with 2 to each side. To the near side, you have Arthur French in the slot. Paradise next to him. Aston Jackson and Schroeder to the other side. LaFrenz gonna again look for the deep ball. John Arthur French, one-on-one coverage, and no flag and a late flag. They thought about it, but they had to pull it out. John Arthur French now has drawn 2 pass interference penalties on the 3rd down and keeps the drive going.
Defense number 27, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. 1st down.
And I know LaFrenz wishes that he could maybe get that throwback, because as accurate as we've seen him be with some of these 2 balls or these, you know, these line drives that he's thrown, the couple of the deep balls have really been all over the place, and that was a chance to get it out in front of him, let him go make a play.
Ball now at the 45, handed to Aston Jackson looking for a block. Picks one up inside the 40, and looks like he'll pick up the 1st down. Thought there might have been a flag on that far side.
I know you might have, should have been.
Blocking on perimeter, but
yeah, you put your, sometimes those receivers and fullbacks out there in the open space, it gets tough on the outside zone. It was Schroeder was paired up with a corner, and you know, we thought they got away with one tugging on a jersey earlier. Well, I think he might have got away with the little one there.
Aston Jackson picked up the 1st down. Ball now at the 33. Zuniga, the running back. He'll get the call. No play action again. Deep ball again. John Arthur French along the sideline, but this one drifts out of bounds. No shot at this one. Well, just here in the early going, we've seen Deer Park take more shots deep than we have certainly last week, and even against LaPorte a little bit. We've seen them kind of get the ball to their athletes quickly and let them go to work, but this is, they think they can beat them deep.
Yeah, you've got the man coverage, so it's certainly if you can get them to turn, get their eyes away from the quarterback, it gives your receiver a great opportunity. The short game gets a little bit more difficult when you have man coverage like that usually.
Schroeder trying to turn the corner, but brought down after just a 1-yard gain on the play.
You know, some rub routes, some meshes, some different things like that that work against man coverage can open up some of your quick game, certainly if you're looking to do that.
Deer Park 3 for 4 on 3rd down, a long one here. 3rd and 9 from the Clear Falls 32. Empty backfield look. Now Schroeder motions to the far side of the field. LaFrenz takes the snap, starts right, under pressure, breaks the pocket, buying time, turns the corner again. He's got running room. He's going to pick up the 1st down. the sophomore quarterback making a play on third down.
You know, for what he does and what he brings to the table, man, going empty and then just letting him do that is not a bad idea, because
The awareness from the blind side to avoid that sack right there.
that's a great job.
And then makes another man miss in the open field. 1st and 10 now for Deer Park at the Falls 22. Gamez checks in for the first time tonight. They'll get the call up the gut. Then at the point of contact and bounces off of it to try and pick up a little bit more, but he takes it down to the 20. Just a short 2-yard gain.
Yeah, they're running power to the strong side. You know, they shifted over that way, and then the running power, it almost looked like he hit it backside, kind of where your center's blocking back almost, and not quite following the lead blocker, who is the pulling guard. But you never know when it's going to open up. And sometimes it does open up like that, especially if they're going with pulls. Linebackers are kind of more to the play side, and you see something backside and you hit it that way. So
Timeout, Deer Park.
And second timeout going to be burned here in the first quarter by Deer Park. 2:38 left to go here in the opening period.
Tonight's game is sponsored by Community First ER. At Community First ER, they believe in challenging.
Well, Friends just 1 for 6 through the air, but he has been electric on the ground so far. But they don't go down as completions, but they've been able to draw a couple big penalties too in that passing game.
yeah, definitely. And you know, I said the quick game's not as effective against man. Well, I mean, it's not exactly true. It's just kind of what they have been doing. Type quick game stuff is what I meant. You can certainly go to some like tried and true route combinations. You run the number 1 receiver, the guy closest to the sideline, up the sideline. Number 2 receiver just runs on almost unguardable route, like a whip route, where you fake a quick slant, you reverse out, and if he catches that ball against man coverage, he's running for a long, long time.
See what Deer Park can dial up here on 2nd and 8. Yates checks back in at running back. 3 wide out set here on 2nd down. Play action. Yates stays in the block. Fires corner route for the end zone. Schroeder skies for it. Did he get a foot down? Yes, he did. Touchdown. What a throw. What a catch.
That was a throw. Man, it was a great, accurate throw, and Schroeder did an excellent job getting his foot down in bounds and kind of giving him a hard time on a couple of those deep throws. That one right there was right on the money.
Threaded the needle, put it right where he needed to on that corner route. And Schroeder with a step, gets the foot down. And Deer Park reclaims the lead with 2:33 to go in the first. Extra point through the uprights. You get the replay. Yates stays in the block. And the throw from LaFrenz to Schroeder to get the foot down. Catches, 59 yards and a touchdown now for Schroeder. Junior captain.
Well, you know what you can really start doing now that you've shown the willingness to go over the top and really throw the ball downfield, you can really start running off some of those defenders and hitting the backs out of the backfield a little bit. Maybe even picking some of the linebackers as you go into your route concept, even get some of those backs coming out of the backfield. I mean, I'm just saying against man coverage, it's nice stuff to get some guys sprung loose.
Especially with the athletes that Deer Park has on the perimeter. What those guys can do once they get the ball in their hand. Horton and Smith. Back deep, but it'll be another little chip shot, and this one looked like he signaled for the fair catch. Mishandled it though, but lucky to jump back on it. Rupert, the linebacker. Saw that happen to Deer Park last week against Barbers Hill. That kind of helped spark that Eagles comeback a little bit.
Well, they must have seen a little something maybe on film, in the special teams film, that they like doing the pooch to these guys. And right there, you had a great opportunity to come away with the ball, maybe. Jump up 2 scores.
Knights take over at their own 27.
An inadvertent whistle. Deer Park has elected the result of the play.
Oh, okay. Inadvertent whistle. Barker and company to the line. 3 wideouts, far side. Kern in the backfield. Stays in the block. Clean pocket for Barker. Now going to go up the seam. Has a man with a step. Hauls it in at the 40. And just like that, the Knights already in Deer Park territory as he connects with Riemann.
Oh, they're doing some, a little bit different look in the secondary and defensively. Probably trying to prepare for this type of offense.
Deer Park still trying to get set. Luckily, they keep it on the ground. Up the gut goes Kern for a short gain to the 30. But Deer Park alignment-wise was all over the place. They were running guys all the way across the field.
They were flipping corners.
Yeah.
They were flipping corners, and I think sometimes when you try and like almost scheme and game plan a little too much specifically for one offense, it can put you out of position.
Empty backfield, quarterback draw for Barker. Takes a hit, but spins off of it. And take it down. Another short gain to the 29. Inside of 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Deer Park lead by a touchdown. We've seen the pace and the tempo that Clear Falls can go with. Put up yards in bunches. 3rd down and 7 here. Barker takes a deep drop. Now just going to sling it out to Kern out of the backfield with a lead blocker in front. Good open field tackle at the 26. The sophomore Sykes coming up.
Yeah, good job breaking down right there. Like to see him keep his head up a little bit more, but we got a 4th down.
And no question about it, they're going. Barker rolls the pocket looking for a man, steps up, now sidearm throws it, incomplete. And just like that, the Deer Park defense holds. Woo. Barker kind of lost his footing. It felt like it threw off the whole rhythm of the play.
Yeah, it works both ways. When you're trying to go fast like that and you're trying to catch the defense moving around and trying to shift to it, well, guess what? It can also kind of work against you as well, where you're trying to get your own guys lined up, get the play call in, and Deer Park came out on the upper hand of that drive.
Barker's lone incompletion so far ends the drive. And Deer Park going to take back over with the ball in the lead now at their own 27.
Now, I don't know that they've shown too much a quarterback run game on their end, but the way Deer Park's lining up, and they've only got 1 linebacker at linebacker depth, if you let up with the back and then let the quarterback run.
Whistle's going to blow this play dead. False start, going to be back in Deer Park up.
False start. Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Third penalty called on Deer Park so far. Bustamante along the offensive line. The senior captain called for the false start there. 1st and 15 with just under a minute to go. Aston Jackson, Schroeder to the far side of the field. Arthur French one-on-one to the near side. They go play action again. LaFrenz loads up, goes up the seam, and trying to thread the needle there on the post route to Schroeder, but he was bracketed near the 40.
Oh, yeah, he made a business decision for sure. They kind of, yeah, he's coming across on like that slant, and he heard some footsteps for sure. We used to say you had alligator arms, where you don't want to reach out and grab it. You might get hit in the mouth. But
incomplete. 2nd and 15. Aston Jackson motions in, trying to set up a screen. LaFrenz rolling all the way back to his own end zone before letting it fly into the bench. Landon Baker, number 45, providing the pressure for Clear Falls there. And Deer Park now looking at a 3rd and very long. Three wideouts, far side of the field here on 3rd down. LaFrenz trying the hard count. Good job by the Knights to hold their water. LaFrenz again loads up, going to go one-on-one. Arthur French trying to get underneath it, and again drifts out of bounds. They like the matchup. John Arthur French one-on-one with Landon Horton. Haven't been able to connect on it with a reception, but they've been able to draw a couple penalties, but this one
just kind of sailing on them. And, you know, there's a little bit of wind coming that direction, and it's just, man, you like to just give them a chance to make a play on it or get another pass interference call, right?
Yeah.
We throw it out of bounds, really no chance for that to happen.
Mason Hill on to punt. Trujillo back deep for Clear Falls. Going to make the fair catch at the Knights 45. But both defenses able to make a stop. Deer Park 131 yards of offense so far in this first quarter.
Yeah, you know, with what they're getting defensively, I'd really, you know, you can kind of run off some guys. You can hand the ball off downhill, and you can also get the back coming out of the backfield. And, I mean, if you ain't got to put a fast guy in the backfield, you could really.
Barker again going to go up the seam, threw it a little bit behind Ponchak, and he had a little bit of bracket coverage there. It looked like Sykes over the top. Nathan Matusek underneath the linebacker. Incomplete. And just like that, quickly to the line, even following the incompletion. 3 wideouts to the far side of the field. They'll keep it on the ground. Kern with a good hold along the left side. Rumbles through tacklers and takes it down to the Deer Park 44. It'll be enough for a Clear Falls first down.
I mean, I would be doing that just about every play when they're kind of lined up like this. He gets past the first wave, it's one-on-one.
They go back to it. Kearns again lowers his shoulder, initiates the contact down to the 39. Looks like Jaden Moore, the corner, in on the stop. As Kern picks up 5 on the final play of the first quarter. Well, we expected a lot of offense, and we've gotten it. Over 260 combined yards between these two offenses, and after 12 minutes, Deer Park with a 14-7 lead. Back with the second quarter after this. You're watching Deer Park football on the Deer Network.
In 1928, Shell moved to Deer Park and started operations the next year. This was the beginning of a lifelong partnership. Over the decades, the site and community have grown together and stepped up to the challenge time and again. Today, Shell Chemicals proudly produces the building blocks to transform our modern world. They give us the clothes we wear and the gadgets we enjoy. As our employees give back to the community, products made with chemicals care for us too. They help us see better and improve hygiene. Our site creates jobs and helps bring the community together, while chemical building blocks keep us connected, both virtually, physically, and inside our homes. Chemicals help make our world better, beginning right here in Deer Park, the birthplace of Texas.
Second quarter getting ready to get underway here from Clyde Abshire Stadium. Mason Pratt alongside Shane Creel. Second down and 5 for Clear Falls. Barker with a deep drop instead, just going to dump it off to his running back. Kearns out of the backfield, rumbles ahead and chopped down inside the 35. Sykes goes down low to bring him down. Be enough for another Clear Falls first down.
Yeah, they're putting a lot of on their middle linebacker there, Wojtek. What he's having to do all by himself there.
Barker with time, now breaks the pocket. Directing traffic, now takes it himself, spun out of bounds at the 30 or just inside, but a flag thrown back near the offensive line by the umpire, usually in the area of holding.
Holding. Offense number 72. 10 yards from the previous spot. Still first down.
Clear Falls averaging over 8 yards per play, and yeah, Deer Park's got a lead at the moment, but certainly not sustainable through 4 quarters. Those types of numbers.
Nope, they're going to get their yardage. Try and force a fumble, interception.
1st and 20. Back on the ground for Kearns. Right side. Met it at the 40 and taken down. Wojtek there to meet him. Picks up 3.
You got to keep an eye on Wojtek because, I mean, he's got a lot of responsibilities the way they're playing him right now. He's the lone linebacker in the box, and they're dropping him at times. They're having him contain at times, and he's got to make every second-level tackle.
Chapa, they leak him out of the backfield. Instead, they load up, go for the corner route inside the red zone. Hauled in down near the 10-yard line. Brooks Ponchak beats the coverage. And a big play for Clear Falls has the Knights knocking on the door yet again.
Effective play action.
Chapa gets the call up the middle. He's got a touchdown run already tonight. Not going to get one here as he's brought down right at the point of attack. Big number 98, Eddie Lopez, the sophomore D-tackle. There in the middle defensively. And Chapo a little shake it up. He hobbles over to the sideline. Second down and 8. They go fade route, end zone, open, touchdown. Ponchak making it look easy as he beats the coverage, and we're an extra point away from being tied up again.
He's out there on an island and looked like he was real concerned about the slant route, and he had a lot of inside leverage, and they just threw a nice easy fade. And,
first touchdown throw of the night by Barker as the extra point has tied things up again. Just getting underway here in the second quarter. Deer Park, Clear Falls in the district opener tied at 14. Here you see the fade route. That's Ponchak, just easy. And then adds a little dance too.
Flag.
Certainly not the weapon celebration that we saw a couple weeks ago from the Woodlands.
Man.
Cocked it, aimed, fired, did the bow and arrow.
He was full Rambo. All the arsenal.
Had the full arsenal going for sure. That one a little bit more modest.
Yeah, defensively, man, I can literally see Wojtek as the drive. I mean, they're all feeling the same way, don't get me wrong. But he's the lone linebacker basically in the box. So, you know, if the run is breaking past the initial defensive lineman, it's only him really to make it. And I know you got safeties coming and other guys, well, guys standing at safety depth is what I mean.
Yeah.
Coming as well, but it's like they're going to take a second to get there. So if he don't make that tackle, same way with like he's dropping in coverage, then he's trying to contain when the quarterback ran out. I was like, I could see his gas tank emptying quickly.
A lot of different looks, a lot of different facets to this offense for Clear Falls. That's why they've been able to keep pace so far. Already approaching 200 yards of offense in this first half, sitting at 185 after that drive. This kick going to send Schroeder backpedaling to his own 5. Gets his feet underneath him, and now looking for a hole. Now goes right. He's got blocks. Taking it across midfield, hurdles the kicker, and stays on his feet. What a return by the junior.
Well, I'll tell you what, that'll get the crowd amped up. That'll get your offense amped up. Hopefully the defense is feeling a little bit of that energy and getting refueled.
Well, it was a couple weeks ago we saw LaFrenz hurdle a man. Schroeder hurdling kickers here.
Yeah, man.
What are they practicing throughout the week?
I'll tell you what, their kick return game's been
Yes.
way better this entire year. And he's got that seam, follows it nicely. Yates with just a little block and hurdle.
Yep, we're going to start this drive on the plus side of the 50 at the Clear Falls 48. Going to start off with an empty backfield look. Now Zuniga motions in. He's the deep back. Give it to him as he tries to fight through the initial arm tackles and going to be taken down for a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, they're trying a little bit of that LSU motion to orbit and then put your foot in the ground and come back to counter the other way. And the problem is you got to have it blocked up cleanly on the front end or it ain't going to do anything for you. It is some nice eye candy, and I really like it as a whole, but front's got to win.
2nd down and 9. LaFrenz, he's under pressure, stepping up into the pocket, throws off his back foot. Schroeder's got a step. What a play! Touchdown, Deer Park! Almost a jump throw from the sophomore.
Tell you what. Oh, the defense is collectively groaning down there. But
49-yard strike to Schroeder, his 2nd touchdown tonight.
Incredible job in the pocket by LaFrenz. I mean, just incredible. Moving around, starting to run forward, jump, throw. And, hey, I tell you what, Schroeder had it was a nice route that he had as well. A little stutter step at the top of the route before he got to the post, and he had a step on him the whole way.
Back and forth we go here. Deer Park once again reclaiming the lead. Hold is down. Extra points to the uprights once again. Deer Park back on top by 7.
You know, I heard this is not new, this is old, but I heard a recent quote by the great Bobby Knight talking about motivation, right, and how you motivate guys. And one of the things he said was the greatest motivator was the bench. Whether that's a guy needs a little bit of a extra breather or just a little bit of that motivation that the bench brings. And as a defensive player, especially when you're on the field quite a bit right now, I might be thinking, when are some guys going to be able to come in fresh, especially D-line, you want to cycle those guys in nonstop.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you're in coverage nonstop with the secondary, you might be thinking about, hey, I need some fresh guys in here for this as well.
It has been back and forth in this one. And LaFrenz just 3 for 11 on the night. All 3 completions going to Schroeder. 3 catches, 108 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
That sounds a lot worse than it really is because I think he also had 3 pass interference calls or 2 pass interference calls. And then, yeah, he was a little errant on a couple, but.
Deer Park wind at their back. Going to let Jose boot it deep. And this one going to go out of the back of the end zone.
My favorite kickoff. No chance.
Don't even give him a chance.
No chance.
Almost hit the Clear Falls band down there. So ball going to be brought out after the touchback to the 25. Barker and company. Once again, trying to play match with Deer Park. They've had an answer every time Deer Park has scored. Handed off to Kearns on 1st down. Nothing doing along the right side.
Nope, good job by the D-line there. Tell you what, their offensive line did work their way up to Wojtek that way, so that's where if your D-line's not making that tackle.
2nd down and 9. Kern stays in at running back. Stay in to block, and Barker takes it up the middle. Good open field tackle. Wojtek was there. You said he's been tested a lot here tonight, and he was up to the challenge there. One-on-one in open space with the quarterback, and he's able to bring him down.
It was a great job by Wojtek because, you know, he's not a small boy right here. He's not a small quarterback, and being able to bring him down one-on-one in open fields.
3rd down and 5. Clock running inside of 9 minutes to go in the half. Kern going to motion over towards the left of Barker. Now motion him out of the backfield. Fake the give to him. Quarterback draw up the middle. Barker breaks through tackles, and he's running past the 45, stumbles his way into Deer Park territory.
That was slick. That was real slick. You know, they motioned the back out of the backfield, and Wojtek's like, I gotta go. That's what, you know, I'm the only one over here that needs to go with it. And so he starts going, and then he just pulls it down. And like I said, there's nobody at that second level.
Back with tempo. Kern this time along the left side. Lowers his shoulder, and even at the point of contact, able to push it forward a few to the 45. Second down, 6 to go. Barker, long throw, screenplay, passes complete, and breaks through the first wave and takes it down to the 31. Pass complete to Greer.
Man, you saw them have a lot of success with those screen passes against Cy Falls and Manville, where they get a nice one-on-one block, and then he does the rest.
Back on the ground now. Kern up the middle to the 29 for a short gain. It's just pound you up the gut with the running game, and then spread it out to your athletes on the perimeter. Tough to key in on any one facet of this Clear Falls offense. 2nd down and 8. Barker looks left, comes back right, rolls the pocket, has all kinds of time, pump fakes, and now takes it himself, sliding down to the 20. Pickup of 9. They're going to mark him down at the 21. Will be just enough for another Clear Falls 1st down. Barker, 3-star rated quarterback, committed to Tulsa. Has his offense marching here. 1st and 10 at the 21. Back on the ground for Kern. Breaks through the tackle. Kern going to stride into the end zone. Touchdown. Got by the corner, and it was a wrap.
Yeah, he kind of bounced it, and the only guy out there that can make a play is the corner, and you'd like to be able to see a good breakdown, run your feet, wrap up around the hips, but it's a great athlete he's going against too, right? So
Deer Park scores, Clear Falls answers. That has been the theme so far throughout this first half. The extra point is good, and once again tied. This time at 21. Touchdown run by Kern here. It's one-on-one. Got by the DB, and it was see you later.
Yeah, I'm interested to see kind of like, you know, maybe what adjustments they're thinking about defensively, get them down there on the bench. You know, we've seen them kind of come out with a couple of different looks here and there in some of the other games, maybe trying to trap a little bit on one side of the field and doing some different things just to kind of maybe catch the quarterback not getting too used to exactly how you're lining up defensively. Now it's the offense's turn.
It has been back and forth. Each defense has only made one stop. Park has been forced to punt, and it was right after their defense was able to hold on a 4th down play by Clear Falls that went incomplete. They got the ball back with the lead, and unfortunately went 3 and out, unable to capitalize on it. So it has been a lot of offense here in the first half. It's still over half of the second quarter to go. Line drive kick this time. Gets through. Schroeder's going to dive on it back at the 21. As Deer Park was unable to field that ground ball cleanly. That's one way to negate the kickoff return unit.
Yeah, and man, that's got to be a little bit of a scary feeling if you're one of those kind of up back guys that you see a line drive bouncing and wobbling towards you. The rule of thumb, though, is if you're not one of the deep return guys, you probably should just be jumping on it as quickly as you can. Not looking for any kind of miraculous return. Just stop it like you're a shortstop. Get your body in front of it and then fall down on it.
See what this offense can respond with. Once again, tied. This time at 21. Arthur French in motion. Little play action. LaFren's looking for somewhere to go. Makes a couple defenders miss. And he's going to do a good job just to pick up a couple, as that play was going nowhere.
Yeah, I could tell it was almost like a little bit of a triple option look. Pulling the ball out initially, maybe hoping to get John Arthur French out in the flat. But then he starts blocking and really nobody else in the concept to even look for.
You're going to send 3 wideouts to the far side of the field. Second down and 8. LaFrenz takes the snap. Just going to dump it off Schroeder. Quick screen for him. Had to go down low. Took a long time for him to get his feet underneath him after that.
And it was a very, very long, I mean, they're at the near hash and he's catching that ball out by the far numbers for a receiver screen. It just gives the defense kind of a really long time to react to it. So I like getting him the ball quickly like that, but maybe just do it towards the near side of the field or a little bit tighter to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot of those quick hitting pass plays. There's been a lot of deep shots taken by Deer Park in this first half. Third down and 8 here. Yates stays in the block. LaFren's going to air it out deep. Schroeder's got a step and he hauls it in again.
The old hitch and go.
If you need a play, 14 is looking for number 1 the whole way. Takes it down to the 39.
Well, they told him, this is your play, man. He gets the hitch and go call. The number 1 receiver closest to the sideline just runs a hitch to keep his corner on him, and he gets him. Little pump fake, throw it over the top.
New set of downs as Deer Park once again converts on third down. Too many men on the field, you got to believe here. As they hand it off to Yates on first down. Lowers his shoulder, falls forward, down after a pickup of 7 on the play. LaFren's on that last play, finding Schroeder for 39 yards. Schroeder now with 5 catches, a $146 and 2 touchdowns.
Participation on the defense, 12 men at the snap. Penalty is 5 yards. Replay first down.
So once again, LaFren's sticking with that trend, all 5 completions.
Oh, that's what the deal was. Something. Yates came off the field right there after lowering his shoulder on someone, and his helmet was must have been messed up or something came loose on it. And he just traded helmets, I think, with Ferris while they're getting his situated. I was wondering why he came out. That looked like a great high-energy run. You would like to keep him back in the ball game. Do it again.
First down at 5 at the 34. Hand it off, up the guts, down inside the 30. Once again, that pile just keeps on moving. Good run by Zuniga there.
Yep. Power following his guard up into the darkness.
Down to the 28 for another Deer Park first down.
Game on the play is an upright Deer Park first down.
So Zuniga with the first down run, stays in there. First and 10 for Deer Park at the 28. Schroeder in motion. Fake to give to him. LaFren's up the middle, met right at the line of scrimmage, and the big man in the middle for Clear Falls greets him and pushes him backwards.
That was just a superior D-line play right there by him. I mean, he shucked off the, couldn't tell who it was, maybe the center or the guard. Let's see if we get a look at it. He shucked him off, and I'm talking.
Liam Gurka in the middle. Called his name a couple times tonight, makes the play. No gain, and it's second down and 10. They go back on the ground. Yates keeps those feet moving, even through the arm tackles, and does a good job to pick up about 5 yards on the run.
Great center of gravity with him. Like you said, keeping those feet moving underneath him the whole time. You really like to see that from your running back. I like to see him have a little bit more of a gap so he can really burst through.
Ball at the 24. Third down at 6, though, for Deer Park. Keeper by LaFrenz. Running out of room, takes a hit, goes out of bounds. Going to lose about a half yard on the play, and now fourth down coming up. Certainly in the distance, or in the range for Jose Garcia Mutate. Seen him boot it from about 50 yards in pregame warmups over the last few weeks. This one's going to be a 42-yarder from the left hash. Good snap. Hold is down. Kick is on the way. And it is good. No good. Missed it wide left. Myself and even some of the crowd here at Abshire thought he had made it through. So Deer Park drive comes up empty.
Oh, the third down call was, I mean, you have all kinds of calls as coaches you wish you could get back. 3rd and 6, you kind of run a QB sweep to the short side of the field, and, you know, they did a great job defending it for sure, stringing it out.
In a dangerous spot here with 3:10 to go in the half. Clear Falls deferred, so they also get the ball to start the second half. Set a man in motion here on first down. Hand it off. Grayson Sneed knifing his way through the defense and taking it up ahead to the 45 before finally being wrestled down. Jaden Moore finally brought him down.
Oh, man. Safety kind of had an awkward angle coming out of the game right now.
And 3 wideouts completely uncovered. They quickly go that way. Breaking through the first wave again. Greer takes it into Deer Park territory. This Deer Park defense on their heels to open up the drive.
Got to get lined up. If they start going fast like that, and you got guys running all over the field, really consider using that last timeout.
All the Deer Park 46, 2nd and 2. They go back to Kern on the ground. He's been steady at that running attack. Slashes his way down to the 38. Clear Falls offense clicking on all cylinders, picking up yards in chunks. First and 10 at the 39. 2:14 and counting. Back to Kern on the ground. Met in the hole. Stuck and able to bounce off of it for another 5-yard gain.
Oh, man. He just ran like a little ISO play right there, and I think that was a receiver leading up through the middle. And, oh, my heavens, I would be on fire if I was one of these defensive coaches. If you let a receiver ISO my linebacker and you don't try and put the pain on that guy.
Yeah.
Coming out of the game.
2-minute warning here at Clyde Abshire Stadium. It has been what we thought it might be. Just a track meet so far. Over 300 yards of offense for Clear Falls so far. 234 for Deer Park. It has been up and down, up and down. Deer Park, though, if they don't get a stop here, in danger of falling behind for the first time tonight.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that, I know it always kind of made it a little bit different. Like, you have different ways to block different fronts, right? And so being able to maybe quickly switch out of different fronts and different looks defensively could give their offense a little bit of a tougher time. Might also free up a couple, like, you know, some pressure and things like that. But you know, the O-line gets used to, oh, they're going to line up like this. We're going to get better at how we're going to block zone or how we're going to block power.
2 in the backfield here. Kern gets a block along the far side. Flag thrown as Chapa was leading the way for him, trying to give him some room along the perimeter. Going to be called for the hold here. Yeah.
Chapa. That's a cool name. Ocean Chapa.
That is. If we do an all name team at the end of the year, that's in the strong. That's strong running.
He's on there. Him, Lex Luthor,
Holding on the
Action
offense number
Jackson.
78. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is third down.
Deer Park declining the penalty after Kern lost some yardage. So they would rather have the 3rd and 7 rather than the 2nd and 15. Barker, Chapa to his left, Kern to his right here on 3rd down. Greer matched up one-on-one.
They're showing the corner at the top, kind of trapping or coming on a blitz.
Barker loads up, goes deep, looking for Greer. Contact, incomplete. No, he hauled it in. What a snag as Greer fighting through the contact and able to sky for it and secure that ball.
Great catch, great concentration by Greer. I mean, tell you what, there was definitely some contact right before the ball got there, and his ability to go up high and bring it in was really impressive. I missed the very beginning of the play. Couldn't tell if he just beat him off the line or if there's some bump and run.
Yeah, Sykes was playing a little bit of press coverage. Greer was able to get by him. 1st down and 10 at the 11. They go to Kern along the left side. Linebackers are there, led by Wojtek to meet him. Just a 2-yard gain. Clock continues to run. Clear Falls still. They have all 3 timeouts. Coming up on a minute to go in the half. Knights making some substitutions. Snead checks in. He'll split out wide. Clock inside of 50 seconds. Play clock at 6. Deer Park trying to get a little bit of some substitutions off. They have that ability since Clear Falls made some substitutions.
Timeout, Clear Falls. Their first charge timeout.
Quarterback's a little upset about it.
Yeah, Barker getting the explanation as to
Yeah,
why they were holding up the play there, because
You ran guys off the field. We get to run guys onto the field.
So clock stopped, 40 seconds to go. Like I mentioned, Clear Falls now, after burning that timeout, 2 in their pocket, also received the second half kickoff. So very important. You got to believe the way this game has gone through the first half that stop here so vital, especially going to be giving the ball back to the Knights to open up the 3rd quarter.
It feels that way for sure. You're just thinking, oh man, we can't fall behind, and then they get the ball right back, right? And but at the end of the day, halftime's a great opportunity to get in the locker room, look at kind of what they're doing, make some adjustments, and hopefully get some more stops. Traditionally, you see a lot more stops happening after halftime. So
see if Deer Park can come up with a clutch one here in the final seconds of the first half. Kaiden Barker, 10 of 12 tonight, 185 yards through the air with a touchdown. And Hayden LaFrenz, 5 of 13, but 146 yards and 2 touchdowns.
couple deep ones.
2nd down and 8. They send Greer in motion. Handed to Kern. Waits for a hole to develop before making his cut up the gut. Takes it down to about the 8-yard line. Of course, district play opening up here, 24-6A. Clear Springs with a comfortable lead on Clearbrook, 36-7. Dickinson and cruising by Clear Creek, 35-7.
Timeout, Clear Falls.
Dickinson, I believe,
Their
the
second timeout.
lone undefeated team left in the district. They've gotten off to a hot start with some impressive wins to open up the year.
Yeah, they had they played Katy in their non-district, didn't they? One of their
I believe they
first or second
started
game?
the year, I believe, with a win over C.E. King.
Okay.
And then, like you said, knocked off Katy to open up 2025, beat C.E. King the week after, and then beat a strong Cy-Fair team by a couple touchdowns last week. So Gators, one of the hotter teams in the Houston area. And then the other 24 6A matchup, Brazoswood 31-0 over Clear Lake so far.
Interesting.
Well, 16 seconds left after that run play by Kern. 3rd down and 6, and I think maybe Clear Falls might have called 2 plays during this timeout. They do still have a timeout in their pocket as well.
Yeah.
They're going to spread it out here on 3rd down. Kern stays in the block. Barker buys time. Slant route to the back of the end zone. Greer is there. Touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, not much pressure. He's able to kind of just step back and find a little seam to hit him on. A slant route.
Barker spreading it around. Ponchak with a touchdown catch. Greer collects one now. Extra point. Through the uprights, landing almost in a tuba back there into the Deer Park band. And with just 13 seconds left, Deer Park trails for the first time tonight. 28-21 just before halftime. .335 yards of offense by Clear Falls in this first half.
Yep, you just have to, you guys got to stay positive and work on some of the fundamentals and stay disciplined and get in the end zone or get in the halftime in the locker room and really think about a couple of hopefully small fixes that are going to turn some things around defensively.
That drive, 9 plays, 75 yards, just under 3 minutes taken off the clock. Well, see what magic can happen here in the final 13 seconds for Deer Park. It'll be a line drive kick, fielded on a hop. Yates looks for a little bit of space. Yates has some, gets by the corner, and Yates going to go out of bounds, looks back at the clock, and goes out at the 40 with 6 seconds left.
So that was Schroeder. He switched spots. Yates actually was not on the field that time. They put John Arthur French to the side that Schroeder was normally at, thinking they might kick a deep one maybe that way, but Schroeder getting out of bounds, hoping for a last-second deep ball to him.
See how far the sophomore can throw it. 6 seconds left. Final play of this first half coming up. And Deer Park, 4 wideouts, 3 to the near side. John Arthur French one-on-one far side of the field, and Clear Falls, why not? Going to take their final timeout.
Clear Falls, their 3rd and final timeout of the half.
Just 1 punt so far in this first half. We're looking for offense. This is the game for you. You got a lot of it so far.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of what we expected going into it. Watching some of their film and obviously watching Deer Park and the offense that we know that they're traditionally pretty good at putting up some numbers as well. Thinking it might be a lot of offense today, and it has been.
Good crowd on hand here for Tiffy night at Abshire Stadium. And all the Tiffy teams, escorts, are also leading some little girls dancing before the start of this game. So all the little ones getting involved here. Final play of the first half coming up. Clear Falls just send 3 outfielders back deep. Only going to rush 2 up the seam for Paradise, incomplete. He might have had time to get down and call that final timeout had they connected there. And the Friends still without a completion to anybody not named Andon Schroeder.
Yeah, okay, yeah, take a knee. These are the type of plays that can usually when you get down to the end of the quarter and you start thinking maybe you're going to throw one up. You got that many guys playing center field, like you said. There's a good chance one of them comes away with the ball, and then
got a convoy going the other way.
All heck breaks loose.
Yeah, I think had they been able to connect on that seam route for Paradise, you might have had a different approach to the final 35, 40 yards of it. But so it went incomplete. No sense in risking it. And after the first 24 minutes of play, it has been a back and forth affair. Deer Park had a lead for much of that first half, but Clear Falls able to get a stop. They've been rare, but Clear Falls able to get one, and they march down the field and claim the lead for the first time tonight, 28-21. Back with more here from Clyde Abshire Stadium. You're watching Deer Park football on the Deer Network.
Community First DR is open 24/7 with little to no wait time. Our friendly medical team is standing by waiting to provide you concierge-level medical care. Caring for our Deer Park athletes is one of our top priorities. Community First DR is conveniently located on Highway 225 and East Boulevard. Community First DR is committed to putting your health, your community, and you first every day.
Okay, so take this right. Now pull into that parking space. Now put the car in park. Great, thanks so much. It's my lunch break.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Order now at Wingstop in Deer Park, 7730 Spencer Highway.
I'm a proud Deer Park High alum, class of 2002. I grew up with Coach Flynn. We played baseball together. Now, I'm an attorney in Houston, fighting to make our community safer. We've recovered hundreds of millions for injured people, from car wrecks to refinery accidents. Deer Park prepared me for the challenges I face today. And when you need help, I'm prepared to fight for you.
Megan Fry, Kane Tran, and Sydney Dockery. Your band may take the field in halftime performance.
President Mariona Clayton. We would like to recognize our dear escorts of the week. They are Melanie Lopez and Bella Reyes. Spirit Girl of the week is Jimmy Bettencourt. Now step back and enjoy as our dear escorts perform a tambourine routine to shake it off. Revolution Performing Arts Center, Texas Traditions Bank, Oil Industrial Services LLC, United Contractors, Roofing and Renovation. One last special shout out to our many dear escorts. We hope to see you in the future dancing on this field as dear escorts. Let's give them all a big round of applause. And now, let's give a big warm welcome to the pride of Deer Park, the 2025 Deer Park High School Marching Band. And Liam Anderson. We would like to recognize our weekly award winners. They are Director Award, Itzel Sosa. Section of the Week, Drum Major. Color Guard Member of the Week, Addison Joyce. Outstanding Officer, Bodie Gardner. The Deer Park High School Band and Color Guard welcomes the 8th graders from Barnett, Fairmont, Deepwater, and Deer Park Junior High for our annual 8th grade game night. We're also excited to welcome you to the Deer Park Marching Band family next year. And now, for your halftime entertainment, the Deer Park Band and Color Guard perform music from their 2025 marching show, Waves of Change. and gentlemen, the 2025 Deer Park High School Marching Band.
This is what we do, Danny. You got to see it to believe it. We deliver quality and quantity in every sub.
And a lot of them in vigor.
Just meats and cheeses.
But definitely some mojo.
Maybe.
Freshly sliced since 1956. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, TNF Solutions, Blue Toning Incorporated, and DJ Powers with Sign Pros Unlimited. Let's give it up one more time for our band and Deer Extra.
Well, both bands wrapping things up through halftime, and we are just about set to start the third quarter here from Clyde Abshire Stadium. Mason Pratt here alongside Shane Creel as district play in 24-6A opens up on this Friday night. Deer Park hosting Clear Falls, and we expected a track meet with the way that Clear Falls could put up yards and points, and we've gotten it. 28-21, Clear Falls with the lead as we get ready to open up this third quarter.
Yeah, we certainly have, and I really hope, you know, halftime, maybe coaches maybe got into some guys' faces and challenged some of the defenders to really start bringing it and, you know, form tackling. And I think what we had kind of talked about a little bit off air, Mason, is keeping it a little bit more simple. Sometimes, you know, just playing good defense, base defense, and knowing where you're going might open some things up for you.
Getting ready to open up this third quarter underway. Deep kick. Horton traveling and watches this one sail deep into the end zone and be brought out for a touchback. Yeah, something's got to give with this Deer Park defense. It's a defense that gave up 335 yards of offense in that first half. 8.5 yards per play for Clear Falls.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no excuses. Yes, they're doing it to other teams they're playing against, but if you're a defensive player, you got to step up to the challenge. I think a little bit of kind of how they're lining up personally is they have done some of this before, so it's not like just schemed up just for these guys. They have kind of lined this up a little bit. It's basically like you got the one linebacker in the box and kind of dropping some other guys depending on the formation. But
we open up 1st and 10 for Clear Falls at their own 25. Barker, the quarterback, but he will hand it to Kern on 1st down. Wojtek there to meet him after a short gain, and Wojtek, we've called his name a lot. He's the team's leading tackler in that first half. Just picked up his 10th tackle of the night right there.
Yeah, and I mean, he's got to be. The way that they're playing it, and he's kind of stepping up. I really just, every one of them, physicality and violence for sure, needs to step up.
Barker with time, gonna go deep downfield, looking for a man and batted away. Kyler Ferris able to get a hand and undercut that route, but he was looking for the deep ball. Chase Riemann.
Tell you what, that was a great play by Ferris, and a little bit of a risk taker there trying to undercut it, because if he undercuts it and misses the ball, that's going in for 6, but he doesn't miss. Great defensive breakup right there.
Deer Park defense with a chance for a 3 and out here. 3rd down and 8, 2 backs in the backfield with Barker. Jama to his left, Kern to his right. Takes the snap, max protect here. Now Barker breaks the pocket. Still buying time, gets by the first wave, and Barker gonna go out of bounds right near the line to gain, and I think he is gonna get there by a step.
Yeah, coaches down here on the sideline, they were keyed into something there at the top of the field, because they tried to run a double move, but Ferris got over the top of it kind of late, initially lining up tight to the box. But him bailing out like that and only having one linebacker allowed him to break contain and just run for it.
Quick little screen, pass complete to Greer. Wrapped up, Ferris drags him down at the 39. About a 4-yard pickup there on 1st down. Greer, 5 catches for 92 yards and a touchdown in that first half. Coming up on 100 yards receiving for the night. Down at 6. Barker again has all kinds of time, sets up the screen, but just turfs it and bring up a 3rd down.
He was unable to actually kind of get out there into his route in a timely manner, and probably makes a smart call by just getting rid of the ball at his feet.
Well, another opportunity here on 3rd down. Unfortunately, though, for Deer Park, Clear Falls 5 for 6 on 3rd downs tonight. 3rd down and 6 here from their own 39. You have Sykes one-on-one with Greer, top of your screen.
That's false start.
Oh my, quick throw, pass too high, and Ponchak takes a shot as he tried to sky for it. Bryce Medley, who had 2 picks last week in the win over Barbers Hill, coming over the top.
Good job by him coming and making contact. I tell you what, I apologize, Mason. I'm a little frustrated they didn't get the false start, but I tell you what, 3 and out's nice either way. Right guard, I believe, rocked back big time in his stance. No flag. But, again, a little bit of a high throw. Gets over there, makes it pay.
First punt of the night for Clear Falls coming. Schroeder back deep. That ball nearly blocked. Flag thrown on the play as Schroeder retreats back to his own 22. Goes upfield. Stutter steps now, reverses field. weaving his way up ahead past the 35. And a flag back near the line of scrimmage, I believe.
Illegal formation on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty will be added on to the end of the run. First down.
So the mark off 5. Deer Park, they get the stop that they needed. Take over now with a chance to go down and potentially tie this game.
Tell you what, that's just a great momentum changer for your defense. It gives you a little bit of confidence, get your wind hopefully, and feel like, oh, okay, we come back, we're starting to getting pegged a little bit now.
Deer Park taking over at their own 42. The Friends in company to the line of scrimmage. Yates in the backfield. Paradise motions over. Now, Aston Jackson, but the give is to Yates up the middle. 2 hands on the ball as he rumbles forward up ahead to the 45.
Good discipline there by their linebackers, not really getting too drawn off by the eye candy of the motion right there at the mesh point, and following their keys. But what that means is you can start kind of looking for that little bubble off the mesh or giving it.
Second down and 7. Deep drop for LaFrance, loads up. They're going for the deep ball for the first time here in the second half and trying to get underneath it, but unable to haul it in. Schroeder, he has been the go-to guy tonight. Unable to hold that one in, though.
Oh, I know he wants that one back, and he was kind of clapping at himself like, oh, he took his eyes off of it just for a split second. He knew he was kind of running into some traffic, and I saw him kind of look down at the guy coming towards him, and then when he came back up, it was just a little too late, so.
Deer Park trying to avoid a 3 and out. Third down and 7. 3, tight to the line now. Aston Jackson motions into the backfield. Going up the seam, looking for Paradise, and it's going to be picked off. Hemrick undercut it, brings it back the other way, staying on his feet and taking it down inside the Deer Park red zone before finally being tackled at the 16-yard line.
Oh, that's exactly what you don't want happening right after your defense has a nice stop.
Hemrick had an eye on Paradise the whole way and just able to get underneath that route.
Right, and you know, Paradise has got some very good hands, man. He's great, in routes. But the thing is he's not a blazer, and he's not gonna be able to just. If it's covered, it's covered, and he came underneath that.
Well, starting this drive at the Deer Park 16. Clear Falls with the lead and the ball. Sneed motions in, give it to him on the jet sweep. He finds a crease. Sneed upended and spinning his way down to the 6. Be enough for a Clear Falls first down. Sets up 1st and goal.
First down and goal to go for the Knights.
Kern, the running back, snap to Barker, going to go fade route towards the end zone. Jump ball, batted away. Good coverage by Sykes along that far side as they were looking for Sneed on the fade route.
Yeah, good job by him getting his hand up in there and knocking it out at the last second.
Brings up second down.
Clear Falls taking their time getting the personnel in. Going to bring in an extra running back. So they'll have Chapa and Kern lining up in the backfield. We've seen Kern lead block for Chapa before. That's what they'll go with here. Chapa Gets to the 5, gets to the end zone, touchdown, Clear Falls. Almost a mirror of how Chapa scored in the first half.
Yeah, it's just you know, kind of a stretch outside zone play, and it's a long distance for a little bit of a distance for Wojtek trying to you know, mirror the running back at that point. He's basically the only guy there that can make that play once it clears the D line.
Extra point up and good. And just under 3 minutes gone by here in the third. Clear Falls has opened up their largest lead of the night, on top by 14, 35-21 after the touchdown run by Chapa from 6 yards out, his second of the night. Now has given up 30-plus points in every game so far this year.
Yeah, you know, the defense has struggled, and it's something that they're aware of, and just like to see some improvement. I think some of the things that might make it a little bit easier on the guys out there on the field is just, you know, maybe mixing it up a little bit, kind of just, not that you're mixing up what you mix up what you do. So you see them go with a 3-man front sometimes in other matchups, 4-man here, some of the different coverages, and just being able to line up one way, but then maybe shift to a different look just to kind of mix it up for the opponent too. Might help the defense out a little bit.
Just trying to find something that can slow down this Clear Falls offense. Schroeder and Yates back deep, hovering around their own 15. Little squib kick, and Deer Park able to jump on it.
That was onside.
Clear Falls was looking
trying
for
to
a
catch
dagger
Deer
there.
Park sleeping.
Does set up a short field for Deer Park at their own 45. With an offense that has moved the ball well.
Well, you might start getting a clue on some of that stuff. Have they been in a 3-point stance on their kickoff every time tonight? I don't think they have been.
No.
And that time they had
a little bit of a giveaway.
A little bit of a, like, if you're on that front line, man, get a clue. Know what's coming to you.
Zuniga, the running back. Aston Jackson in motion. He'll line up in the slot next to John Arthur French on first down. Quick throw, far side of the field, setting up a screen for Schroeder, breaks through the first tackle and runs a long way to pick up 2.
Yeah, and you know, there's just some small things right there that, like, little small things that they'll make that play a little more successful. Like the initial throw actually brought him back towards their line, back further than, you know, by putting it on his inside shoulder, downfield shoulder versus his upfield shoulder would have just kind of carried him upfield initially.
Second down and 8. Aston Jackson. Fake the give to him, looking for a hole up the middle. LaFrenz with a nice cut to the outside, takes it inside the 40. LaFrenz down the far sideline and run out of bounds. See where they mark him out. Looks like right around the 21. That is what LaFrenz can do.
Tell you what, that's kind of the boost that they're needing offensively right there. Just kind of the jet motion, then him pulling it. Pops out kind of on the backside. He's got one block there by Schroeder that kind of just getting in the guy's way, and he's able to make some serious yardage.
Just outside the red zone, ball at the 21. First and 10. Zuniga, play action, quick throw, far side or near side of the field rather. Pass complete to Aston Jackson. His first catch of the night, and the first catch by somebody not named Schroeder.
Yeah, just simple hitch route. He secures the catch, trying to turn to his outside shoulder to get upfield. But I mean,
picks up
5-yard gain right there
on first
quick
down.
and easy.
At the 16. Park trying to cut in to this 14-point deficit. LaFrenz calling out the play to Schroeder. Play clock at 6. 2 in the backfield. Now they're going to motion out Zuniga. Fake the give, little RPO, fakes it. Great pancake block, and LaFrenz trying to hurdle a man down near the 10, enough for a Deer Park first down, but a great block there.
Is that Paradise? He caught somebody sleeping, I guess, up underneath the chin strap and put him on his back.
Somebody was on the turf. Here you go. Yeah, Paradise lowering the boom.
Need every one of the guys to really embrace that type of mentality. Hey, we're going to start getting after it.
1st and goal at the 9. Arthur French in motion. A lot of misdirection. Yates up the middle. Short gain down to the 6.
Just feels like they're not getting a ton of movement up front. And, you know, their D-line's been pretty stout. They've got a couple of guys up there. 55 running off the field right now has done a great job. A couple real big bodies, and they're not getting a lot of movement on them. So, you know, maybe go to some more of those double teams, gap scheme stuff.
Helps free up those linebackers to roam around. Fake the give to Aston Jackson. And LaFren's going to pay for it. Takes a big shot.
I don't know if that was a read, but the read was to let it go, man, because he was not going with the zone. And there was a big old D lineman just welcoming you keeping the ball.
Friends took a pop there. 3rd down and goal. 4 wideouts. 2 to each side. LaFrenz looks left, looks for the slant route. It's not there. Breaks the pocket. He's got running room. Going to try and turn the corner. Turns upfield, and LaFrenz is in. Touchdown, Deer Park. Boy, the pursuit by the Clear Falls defense. I wasn't sure if LaFrenz was going to be able to get there or not.
Man, he the end zone view of that's probably even better than seeing it from where we're sitting right here, because that last move he made was just nasty.
Yeah. 2nd touchdown on the ground for LaFrenz tonight. 4th overall. And there's an extra point.
You know,
Park up and good.
Yeah, Mason, you know, you love to have those types of players here that can just do something on their own, you know. And let's take a look at this. Kind of stutter, go. Ooh. And
gave the shimmy to Michael Nance, and it was a bad drive for number 40 for Clear Falls. He was also the one that got put on the turf by Paradise. A couple plays before.
That's gonna be a tough day watching film, even if no matter what the outcome. But what I was saying is, you know, you really love having those types of players. And LaFrenz is someone that every coach would want to have on his team, just that playmaking capabilities. But you really would hope to see the execution of the called play be a little bit better, and makes things a lot easier for you, for sure.
Yeah, kind of reverting back to how we saw the Woodlands game go, where the most successful play was just when things were breaking down and LaFrenz was making something out of nothing. But it's back down to a 1-possession game, 6:14 to go in the 3rd, 35-28. Horton, the sophomore defensive back, the lone man back deep. High kick, and Horton going to get a chance from his own 7-yard line. Takes it up ahead, takes a big hit. Sykes is there to greet him shy of the 20-yard line.
The ball's on the ground.
Ball's on the ground, but I think whistles blew this one dead. Heard the whistle come in as they were driving Horton back. Horton here on the return. We saw Sykes, good breakdown, open field hit. Ooh. Stripped that ball. Unfortunately, the whistles blew, but Sykes getting a hand in there.
The field is that the runner's forward progress was stopped prior to the ball coming loose.
Well, that don't make a lick of difference. Did you blow the whistle or not before the ball came loose? But, yeah, that was a good job by him, really just breaking down, because we've seen a lot of guys just kind of flying around and throwing their body out there and missing. That was a good job breaking down, wrapping up, and then look at that, getting the ball out. Do that again.
Barker fakes the pump and go under pressure, pocket collapsing, escapes, steps up, loses his footing and falls down shy of the line of scrimmage. Mark it down as a sack.
You know, that's one thing that we have not seen a lot of is any kind of pressure on the quarterback. And that's one thing, hey, that'll start slowing you down, making those passes a lot less accurate, is if you start hitting the quarterback as he's throwing or before he throws the ball. So I would love to see a little bit more pressure start coming, heating it up for him.
Second down and 11. Like number 90, Benavidez got there. Greer on the little end around, and this Deer Park defense playing with a little bit of aggression.
Yeah, so you saw Eric, who is that? Retta, 41. He did that a little bit earlier down right before they scored. He comes up to fit and he's setting the edge. He just earlier he had set it a little bit wide, so he had a big gap to shoot up into. So Wojtek came. That time, that edge was set way tighter.
They're down at 10. Pocket collapsing again on Barker. Flag thrown. Throws back over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete. A long throw up ahead.
Man,
Holding. Offense number 72. That penalty is declined. So the play's fourth down.
Okay. Replays it out. Just what this Deer Park defense needed.
Absolutely, and you'd really like to see those D linemen. They're getting after this. These last two defensive stops they've had. D line really. Like to see him not go flying by the quarterback so much. Maybe stop level with him so he doesn't have an out for you. But they are getting after it.
Schroeder awaiting the punt, standing near zone 45. High short kick though.
Peter.
And Deer Park going to try and get away from it. It takes a great Clear Falls roll rather. And going to be down to the Deer Park 44. I got to make a correction. I called out number 40, Michael Nance. I was looking at Deer Park's roster, so apologies to Michael.
Oh.
He was not the one that had a rough go. It was number 40, Briggs Worthington for Clear Falls. It got the shimmy move put on him by LaFrenz on that last touchdown run.
Oh,
sorry to Michael Nance and his family if they're watching. Deer Park now taking over with a chance to go down and tie the game. 4:48 to go in the third. Schroeder, Arthur French to the near side. They go up the gut. Zuniga gets a little bit of a push. The pile stacks up. And he's going to get ahead to the 48 for just a 4-yard gain. Keeps Deer Park at least on schedule, down a distance-wise.
Pick up a 4. Brings up second down and 6.
Play clock coming up on 10 seconds to go. LaFrenz and company get to the line. Zuniga stays in. Looking for another deep ball. Going to John Arthur French. Corner route is open. Skies for it and hauls it in inside the 30. His first catch of the night.
Little post corner. Nice move by him. Man, I'll tell you what, when you get open like that and the ball hangs in the air, probably felt like it was taking a day and a half to get to him, but it certainly got there. Great move. Faked the post, went to the corner. Just a one-on-one route.
Jaden Smith just unable to get a hand in there. John Arthur French gets his first catch. 1st and 10 at the 27. Hard count, back on the ground. Zuniga, little shimmy step up the gut. Fights forward down inside the 25.
You know, some of the things, and I don't know, maybe it just looks a little bit different from up here, but, you know, they're running that zone and then they're using Paradise to kick out on the outside linebacker right there. I would almost tell him, hey, man, bend this back towards Paradise, and if you hit it hard and fast towards that kick out block, it's there on the inside zone.
Bunch tight to the line, all kinds of motion. LaFrenz now buys time, goes in zone, looking for John Arthur French and too tall for him, incomplete. Taking a lot of deep shots tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they've had some success with it, so they kind of keep going back to that well.
Third down and 7 to go. Deer Park 6 of 11 on third down tonight. Big one here as they're trying to go down and tie this game. Ball at the Knights 24-yard line. Aston Jackson in motion. Give it to him on the end around. Waiting on a block from Zuniga. Gets it, turns up the field, and picks up the first down. Close to the line. Closer than I thought it would be, but it is enough for the Deer Park first down. Ooh. Or is it? Ball spotted at the 18 rather. Thought for sure Aston Jackson was going to get there on the end around. Fourth down and a yard.
Brings up fourth down and a yard.
Gamez checks in at the running back spot. Deer Park, heavy load to the left. Give it to Gamez, finds a crease, fights forward down inside the 15. That will move the chains on fourth down.
I liked his aiming point right there. It's kind of where you've seen more of a gap in the zone run, because right now running between the guards and those big defensive tackles, it's been some tough sledding. But if you're running zone like that and you kind of kick out, like wash the end down, kick out the outside linebacker, there's a little bit of a good gap right there at that spot.
First and 10 at the 13. Option look and nothing doing as the pursuit was there and just ran out of real estate. LaFrentz had nowhere to go.
Yeah, they've kind of done that option play to the short side of the field a couple times, and it's like whoever's tracking the plays, like that's been a negative play, I think, both times or all three times they've done it.
Yeah, the few times we've seen it be successful, saw it once or twice against the Woodlands a couple weeks ago, is when something opens up and LaFrentz can just put his foot in the dirt and turn it upfield. But we haven't really seen it as a true option play. Second and 10 here from the 13.
Oh, he's
trying to dump it off for Yates. Had to get it up over Mario Cresta.
He's going to be bummed out when he sees film, because Paradise did sneak out that time, and there was nobody with him, and he was waving and shaking his arm, really wanting the ball. But I'm guessing he's not even the second or third option on what that play was, because LaFrentz never had his eyes on that far up the field.
Another long third down for Deer Park coming up. Minute 36 to go in the third. Paradise shifts towards the left. LaFrentz with time, steps up, keeping his eyes downfield, nothing there, still breaking tackles. Throws it, has Yates wide open. Yates taking it down inside the 10. Going to be a few yards shy of the first, however. My goodness. As a defensive coordinator, you just got to hold your breath every time something breaks down, because LaFrentz can just extend a play.
It looked like they had him lined up right there. Linebacker was coming on late, and he kind of gave another shimmy move and backed back away and still found a guy.
4th and 4, offense staying out there. Ball at the 7-yard line. Shirley got motion, offsides. They go back shoulder for John Arthur French. Incomplete, but 5 yards should be enough for the Deer Park first down.
Tell you what, that's one thing that they have been successful with this whole time that Coach Flynn has been with this program, is just a nice hard count at really opportune times, and that was one of them.
Saw it a lot last year with Kieselhorst, and a longer discussion than I would have thought here. I think they're trying to eye the down and distance.
Oh my goodness.
Well, let's mark it off, and then if we need to, we can bring the chains out.
Offsides on the defense, number 98. The penalty is half the distance to the goal. It will be fourth down.
Oh, so the half the distance to the goal actually bites Deer Park. And not going to be enough for the first down.
Well, it certainly makes it a lot easier.
Fourth and inches for sure. Coach Flynn getting the explanation.
I'm confused. I like. Half the distance.
So they mark it off. Fourth and less than a yard. And the offense back out there with a much shorter fourth down to go. Deer Park, again, going to try and convert here. They're going to stack the right side of the offensive line. Hand it off. Gamez hurdles a man, and Gamez tries to extend for the end zone, and he does.
Yeah.
Great
that
effort
arm out there
by the junior running back. You know, Gamez, he doesn't get many carries. He just comes in, does what's asked of him. Fourth and short, I'll pick it up for you.
Oh, he's a downhill guy for sure. And but when he left his feet, I got a little nervous. Put his left arm down and stuck the right arm out. Good job by him.
Had a clutch touchdown last week in the win over Barbers Hill. Gets another one here. Extra points are on the way and good. And Deer Park has battled back after being down 14 here in the third to tie things up inside of a minute to go here in the third. Deer Park 3 for 5 on third down tonight, or on fourth down rather.
Yeah, I'm still confused by the call on offsides. I did not think that there was a half the distance, like on a 5-yard penalty when weren't they on like the 9 or 10-yard line?
They were on about the 7. So I guess if you're marking off half the distance, it'd be about 3.5 and making you just shy of the 4 yards that you needed.
I don't know.
Luckily, Deer Park was able to pick it up.
You got all 5 on that scenario. I don't know.
We can all breathe a sigh of relief, though. Deer Park converts.
Yeah, and it was a great effort there.
So once again, tied up. This time at 35. Deep kick. Sends for 12, about 6 yards deep in his own end zone. He'll take the knee as he collects it as Trujillo got underneath it. And it's a Deer Park defense that's come out with a little bit more fire here in the third, able to get a couple of stops on Clear Falls. Help their offense and their team get back in it.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterback hasn't been quite as comfortable. I've noticed that. So I really hope they keep that same energy going. D-line's really kind of got a sick-em attitude with the quarterback.
Yeah, the defensive line, who was not getting much of anything in terms of pressure that first half. Not the case so far here in the third. And they go back on the ground. Kern stacked up at the line. And now Clear Falls not getting the push that they were getting in the first half. No gain, or actually going to lose a yard or so, I believe, on the run by Kern. No, they're going to mark him at the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10. And all kinds of motion. That'll back up Clear Falls 5. Everybody starting to get a little bit of a jump. Looked like number 5 Holyfield, the tight end.
We'll start. Offense number 5. 5-yard penalty. Go second down.
Sixth penalty called on Clear Falls tonight. Clock running inside of 10 seconds to go in the third. And I think for Clear Falls, they are very content to get out of this third quarter because just about everything went Deer Park's way towards the back end of that third quarter, helped the Deer get back in it. Started to get some stops on defense. Offense kept on clicking. And we head to the final 12 here from Abshire, still tied. We'll settle this in the fourth. 35-35, you're watching Deer Park football on the Deer Network. We open up the fourth here from Abshire Stadium. Second down and 15. Play action for Barker, buying all kinds of time, breaking the pocket, now goes downfield, and somehow back shoulder throw complete. What an effort by Riemann.
Oh, he got his foot in.
Along the sideline.
I'll tell you what, he was directing traffic when he came out of there because he had kind of a shallow out that he pushed up the sideline, and then he just put it right on him, going fast here.
I thought he was just about ready to clear out space to take off running. They go back to Kern on the ground, met at the line. Wojtek, of course, helping lead the charge for Deer Park defensively.
Man, it was just like the previous play was pretty well covered. It was just a great job by Barker.
Second and 9, another quick out throw, pass complete. Linebacker wasn't able to get there, but Greer hauls it in. Picks up another Clear Falls first down inside the 40.
Man, I mean, it felt like it was right there. He was able to whip his head around just a hair sooner. He might be able to get a hand on that.
Going with tempo. Back to Kern. Trying to stretch it out along the far side. Nothing doing. They're going to blow this play dead. And once again, Kern stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Just if you're secondary, you stay disciplined. Make sure you're covering first.
Greer lined up in the slot. Bring in number 25. Emmanuel De La Cruz matched up against him. And the pocket breaking down on Barker. He's bumping into his own man. Finally escapes the pocket, buying all kinds of time. Trying to get by the defense. Stays alive and fires it downfield. Incomplete. Man, was looking for Riemann. Aiden Gladney able to get a hand in there, who had just come on after Sykes needed a breather. So the other sophomore, Gladney, was in coverage for a long time, but able to bat that ball away. Third down.
Both of these quarterbacks shimmying and dancing and moving around and buying time. And I mean, I'm telling you, that was a good throw he had right there. Just good defense as well. Breaking
Third
it
and
up.
long. Barker, quick throw over the middle, pass complete, has a man open. Down to the 30, going to be about a half-yard shy of the first down on the pass complete to Logan Gore. I believe his first catch of the night, picks up about 9. And a fourth down coming up for Clear Falls. And Barker going to go under center. The old tush push coming. Barker tries to move the pile. Blow this play dead. Deer Park thinks they might have gotten the stop. Have to unearth the pile, and they do! The Deer Park defense comes up clutch on 4th down. Wow.
That is just such a huge momentum shift for the Deer and exactly what you needed. Man, you got to be so proud of the big guys up front right there, being able to just bow their necks and rise to the challenge. I think coach is open for some sort of measure here. They've already moved the sticks.
Yeah, Coach Head for Clear Falls begging for the officials to have measured it. I mean, it was close, and certainly an argument to be made to why you wouldn't at least measure it, but they eyed it, said Barker didn't get to the line to gain.
Well, the way they got the sticks lined up right, okay, they're moving there. Okay, I was like, well, right now we got 1st and 11. There it goes. Now they're moving it back.
Deer Park takes over after the 4th down stop at their own 29.
He is hot.
Yates motions into the backfield. LaFrenz looking for space along the right side. He's got some, and he'll scamper out just shy of the 1st down as he goes for 9.
I'd be pretty hot too, but man, he is giving side judge an earful, white hat an earful, still on the 4th down play. Great job there by LaFrenz. Really kind of selling the mesh, selling that handoff, and then bouncing it outside.
2nd and short. Play action. LaFrenz loads up, gonna go deep, looking for John Arthur French. Over the shoulder, catch is made! Down inside the 20.
What a beautiful touch pass right there.
They've been looking for that one all night.
Laid it in there for him, and this one stays in bounds right in the, I mean, he could have dropped it in a bucket.
Ball at the Falls 19. No chance for Cavens in coverage there. Arthur French now in the slot, near side. Hand it off. Yates with a decent sized hole up the middle.
Sure did.
Picks up about 4.
That main double team there, I looked like the center guard doubling on the tackle. Got some good movement right there, and I mean, he had a big hole.
2nd down and 6, ball at the 15. Hand it off, back to Yates, trying to bounce it. Lowers his shoulder, cuts up field, takes it down to the 11. Will bring up a 3rd and short.
Getting a decent dose of power football right now. Still not really like hitting the way you would want power to hit, but it's getting yardage, you know what I mean? Like right there, he's bouncing it kind of outside of where it was. Earlier, it was right inside of it, but heck.
3rd down and 2. Gamez, who just had the touchdown run a few moments ago, he checks in. He'll get the call. Stutter steps, now bounces it. Gamez to the 5. Gamez is in. Touchdown, Deer Park. Deer Park back on top.
Right there, just a zone play. He saw a crease kind of late, and he tried to get over to it, then he ends up just bouncing it completely outside because all those linebackers are sucked in too. And look at this right here. Zone, slow, he bounces it to the outside, crosses, across the goal line, plays over.
Extra point, up and good. Deer Park has reclaimed the lead. 21 unanswered points here in the 2nd half. And with 8:41 to go in the ball game, Deer Park with a 42-35 lead, capped off by the touchdown run. Christian Gamez from 11 yards out. Well, we had an exciting one last week. Got another one here to open up district play.
Yeah, I mean.
Trujillo back deep for Clear Falls.
It's been a little bit more fun for the Deer here in this beginning of this fourth quarter for sure. Defense getting some stops, which you like to see. Giving your team some energy. Offense being able to pound the rock a little bit. Man, there's nothing that, I mean, that just does something to defenses when you just getting run on.
High kick, Trujillo underneath it inside the end zone, and Wisely will take a knee. Barker and company now at their own 25. Looks right now, just going to dump it off to Kern out of the backfield. Has lots of running room. He takes a shot, and this guy is out of bounds. Kyler Ferris there, able to escort him out after he was airborne.
Yeah, the back out of the backfield, especially if you get a lead blocker out there to take care of Wojtek, who's the only guy really there to make the play, is going to be hard.
Barker again steps up into the pocket, takes it, extends, tries to pick up the first down. They're going to mark him out at the 34, about a yard shy. Actually, not even a yard. Needs to get to the 35. It's marked just inside the 35, so 3rd and inches coming up. Kern shifts, lining up to Barker's right. Fake the give to him, looking to throw. Pass complete on the out route. Greer is there, gets by the first wave and picks up the first down up ahead to the 43-yard line. That little out route was there last drive. They go right back to it.
Man, on 3rd and short, that's a route concept that if you're a corner, you should be thinking I'm about to have I'm trying to think of just an absolute blowing up the play.
Barker feels pressure from behind, taken down on the play. Benavidez, his 2nd sack tonight. Just able to beat the tackle around with the speed rush.
Yeah, great effort, individual effort by him. And
6-yard loss on the play.
Man.
Fake the give, Barker again. Breaks the pocket, has time, fires, has a man wide open, and he's mishandled it, unable to haul it in. He was looking for Snead along the sideline. There was no defender around him, but he's just unable to make a clean catch.
Sometimes those ones that feel like the easiest end up being the hardest. I guess you just kind of overthinking about it, knowing you just got to bring this thing in.
3rd down and 16.
But they've gotten him a couple times with that. They're just kind of meshing and then booting out, and he's just staring at. I mean, it's the D end as you're contained there, and he's just getting right outside the D end, and then the next person that can stop the quarterback is Wojtek, which is got a ways to run.
3rd down and 16, and Clear Falls is going to take their first timeout with 7.5 to go. Clock continues to run. They're going to have to add that time back. But a long 3rd down.
Please reset the game clock to 7:36. 7:36.
So 12 seconds going to get added back to that game clock here. Kaiden Barker tonight, 16 of 23, 253 through the air for a couple touchdowns. That has obviously slowed down from what he was doing in the first half. What is this Deer Park defense doing so different?
Well, they certainly lit a fire under the D line as far as pressure goes. I would really almost like to see him play some loose fives by the D ends to contain him a little bit more, because of the way that he's meshing down and you know, and then booting out. They're losing contain, and then if he wants to run it, he can just scamper for a pretty significant amount of yardage really on that.
There's been a couple times where I thought he was about to take off, just because, like you said, he's just got so much room.
Yeah.
3rd down at 16 here. 3 wideouts, 2 to the far side, but Barker comes back under pressure. Flag thrown, Barker buying time. Gonna let it fly deep downfield, fighting for it, and it's gonna be intercepted by Deer Park inside the 30. No, he dropped it. Medley, I think, almost had it in his hands.
That was De La Cruz, I think, wasn't it? 25? I think it was.
Hold, penalty gonna be declined. And Clear Falls gonna have to punt for just the 3rd time tonight.
Well, I mean, right there, just the sheer energy and effort by the D-line. I couldn't tell who the D lineman was that got the holding call, number 9. Yeah, there it is. It was a D in, and I mean, he was
again.
Yeah,
big drive for him,
and he still hustled down the field. You know what I mean? Like, it was just a pure.
Had it and right through the hands. And yeah, you called it.
Great defense by number 6 once he became a defender, you know.
Schroeder getting underneath it at the 38.
And he got the ball about where the interception took place initially.
Yeah.
Yeah, but going back to that, I mean, who was it? I don't want to give him props, that D end. Did you see what number that was?
Number 90, Benavidez had the sack earlier on,
I mean, he just
that drive.
A speed rush around there, he got hooked, and he still didn't stop on the play, you know what I mean? So just, I think at halftime they might have got an earful and somebody lit a fire under them saying, hey, look, this is, you guys got to get after that guy.
And it has been a difference maker in the second half. 1st and 10 for Deer Park at their own 39. Zuniga into the backfield, fake the give. LaFren's trying to stretch it out, now reverses field, looking for a wall of blockers. And he is gonna have to take what he can get, still gonna lose yardage. Back to the 36. It's about as long of a 3-yard loss as you can run.
Just ran 85 yards.
There's off-season gassers coming into play there, having the conditioning. 2nd and 13. Play action. LaFren's all kinds of time, loading up again, looking for Schroeder, trying to work his way back and tackled down at the 20. It was a well short ball thrown by LaFren's, but for about the 3rd time tonight, Deer Park going to draw a pass interference penalty on a deep throw.
I mean, they're getting.
Defense number 23, 15 down from the previous spot.
Sheon Toney, the guilty party here.
I mean, you really can run the clock some and just throwing it up kind of.
Yeah, a couple of these, if the defenders just turn their head around,
they're going to intercept the ball.
Yeah, much more dangerous throw, but
yeah, I don't like the call there. I mean, obviously getting the penalty is huge. You want that, but hand the ball off and you can start bleeding the clock a little bit here.
Ball just inside Falls territory. They do go on the ground. Zuniga starts left, tries to cut back towards the middle, and gets a little bit of push from his offensive line. What should have been about a 2-yard run turns into a solid 4. Zuniga gonna get a breather. Trace Yates back on. Ball to Knights 45. Paradise motion. Stacking up behind the left side, play action. Gonna go deep again. John Arthur French with a step, tries to haul it in inside the 10, but unable to do it. And another flag thrown at the very end of the play. Horton gonna be called for the pass interference.
Well, I think it's definitely pass interfered, right? So I guess you're getting some free yards left and right. It's gonna take them.
2 huge penalties on this drive. Basically 30 free yards for Deer Park.
The ball's really hanging up there a couple times.
Yeah. Gamez gets the call here. Gets a little bit of a push. Not much there as he gets down to the 29 for just a 1-yard gain. Inside of 6 minutes left to go in the ball game.
You know what I would like to see on this? They're running power right here, pulling the guard. I would like to see that guard get a little deeper on his pull. He's pulling real flat, and he doesn't have a lot of momentum. I'd like to see him take a real just deep kick, pull, and then come downhill with some serious, scary intention so that you can follow that.
2nd and 9. Gonna go back deep again. John Arthur French trying to get underneath it, and he does! Touchdown, Deer Park! LaFrenz to John Arthur French, 29-yard touchdown.
Well, he's gotten behind him consistently, so go for it. You better keep your foot on the gas with their offense as well. So going up 2 touchdowns here is massive. Good job by the young receiver hauling that thing in. And a great throw by LaFrenz, of course.
Sophomore getting underneath it. Off the arm of the other sophomore. Extra point up and good. 28 unanswered.
Man, I tell you what, nothing is, as a coach, and I'm sure as a player, nothing probably feels better than when you got a team that's like, just, we're going to go man, and we're just going to try and shut you down, and then you're able to run by them and hit on some of these deep plays. Now, you did get bailed out by a couple, I say a couple, I feel like it's more than a couple of pass interference calls, but he's just running by him.
Yeah,
right
beat him off the line.
Yeah.
Hey. Little spin of the ball. John Arthur French, 3 catches now for 98 yards and a touchdown. And Schroeder, who had the big first half that kind of kept Deer Park in it. He's been relatively quiet here in the second half, but other guys have been able to make some plays. 5:27 to go, and Deer Park up 49-35. After at one point trailing in the third quarter, 35-21. Still a long way to go in this one. And Trujillo, again, standing back near his own goal line. This ball could have sent him about 6 yards deep, mishandles it, and it'll be brought out for another touchback. Eight penalties tonight on Clear Falls for 81 yards. Costly penalties.
Yeah. They were big situations, too. The pass interference calls. Oof. And I tell you what, if I'm the D-line, I'm pumped up right now, and I'm thinking this is sick 'em. Go after the quarterback.
Benavidez, the defensive end, providing pressure. Almost got there. Does draw the flag throw. And the ball thrown over the middle, incomplete. Boy, Michael Benavidez, defensive end for Deer Park, the junior.
He's fast. He's
working
just so
his
quick.
tail off here in the second half.
And you see how it's really, how it's just bleeding over to the other guys on the defense. I mean, you see guys like kind of throwing themselves around now, and there's a lot more energy on the defensive side of the ball right now.
Penalty number 9.
I would not line Benavidez up anywhere except on that same person.
A couple of sacks tonight. Been living in the backfield here in the second half. 1st and 20 Barker fires quickly over the middle. Gore takes a big shot as Kyler Ferris coming down. Pickup of about 8 though on first down. Gets Clear Falls somewhat back on schedule a little bit. Second down at 12. 4 wide out set here. Kern, the running back. Barker takes the snap. Again, quick throw on the out route. Pass complete to Greer. And the Deer Park defense is there.
Yeah.
Taken down by Lex. Shane, your boy.
Yeah.
On the stop on the out route.
Yeah.
Third down, 9 to go.
He's been like fingers lengths away a couple of times to like really disrupting a couple of those passes, but he's able to wrap it up and make a sure tackle right there. It was perfect.
Clock continues to run, coming up on 4 minutes to go. Third down at 9. Barker gonna roll the pocket, buying him some time. Fires, pass complete to Greer. Just enough for the first down, and a late flag thrown at the end of it. And Clear Falls might be getting some free yardage here after that hit.
What about it? Did he hit him? This is football, isn't it?
Officials discussing it. Thomas Johnson going to get some rest here. Captain along the defensive line. He'll head towards the sideline. Pass complete, and just Sykes just kind of bouncing off of him. Really nothing.
Targeting. Defense number 22. This is a non-flagrant targeting. It's his first of the game. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Targeting is...
That's a bold word for what I just
yeah.
saw. Looked like he hit him more with his chest than anything else.
15-yard penalty on Deer Park. Puts Clear Falls in Deer Park territory. At the 48-yard line, 1st and 10. And we're going to blow this play dead. Official, I don't think we're quite ready. Official's timeout called. Now, clock back running. 1st and 10 for the Knights at the Deer Park 48. Down by 2 touchdowns. Barker again going to move the pocket. Pressured from Benavidez again. Trying to dump it off to Kern, who was wide open, and just sailed it into the Deer Park bench.
Yeah, it's kind of that same thing where they're getting him out from contain. It's just a better coverage right there. Somebody almost got a hold of Barker. Kind of on a drive-by. Wasn't able to grab on, though.
Benavidez again.
Benavidez again.
Yeah. Defensive end lined up closest to you on your screen. He has been a demon with that speed rush here in the second half. 2nd and 10. Another quick throw. Pass complete just over the head of Moore, who was kind of waiting in that drop zone a little bit, but the pass complete to Podshock will move the chains.
Yeah, it looks like they're kind of playing like a little bit of a cover 2 look to that side of the field where he's kind of sitting in the flat area.
Greer trying to get situated. He'll line up. Oh, mishandled the snap. I don't think he was ready for it. Now Barker throws, back shoulder throw, incomplete. Do have a flag.
We had all kinds of guys moving.
Yeah.
They had all kinds of guys moving.
Going to take the penalty. Will be the 10th called penalty on Clear Falls tonight. 3:43 left to go in the game. Deer Park trying to hold on. Up by 2 touchdowns. And what has been a offensive fireworks display tonight. 1st and 15. Barker looks left, pump fakes under pressure. Oh, escapes the pocket, now steps up, spins off. No, going to be dropped for the sack.
That was a combination there. Benavidez and Eddie Lopez were both, I believe that's Eddie Lopez.
Yeah, big number 98
yeah,
there in the middle.
They were both initially by Benavidez, and then Eddie Lopez sticking with it and wrapping up the ankle.
I thought Barker was about to get out of that situation. 2nd and 17, Barker again. Just going to dump it off for Kern, who has a lead blocker out of the backfield. He'll go down to the 40 and scamper out of bounds. Deer Park, 484 yards of offense tonight. Clear Falls now with 443.
I mean, I think a big difference in this second half has been Deer Park's D-line being able to get some pressure with just 4 guys.
3rd down and 14 at the Deer Park 41. Barker once again rolls the pocket. Thomas Johnson is there, wraps him up and throws him down. No, it's Benavidez again.
I was about to say,
he is on fire.
I was waiting for you to see who it was because I was like,
the one time that they lined him up to the other side, and he still got there. What a night. All the way back to midfield. Clock continues to run inside of 2.5. One final gasp for Clear Falls. Throws up the middle. Incomplete! Moore breaks on it to bat it away, and Deer Park will take over.
Tell you what, Benavidez was really the second half kind of player of the game.
Just a huge spark for that defense, and you can see Benavidez's parents in front of us, or his family, giving props to their junior. What a night he has had. 3 sacks on the night, numerous pressures, drew multiple flags. And for a defense that struggled so much in the first half, giving up over, what, 360, 370 yards in that first half? They've almost shut down Clear Falls here in the second. Gamez hesitates at the line, no hole, as that just closes up quickly. And the Knights going to have to burn their second timeout with 2:18 left. Well, when we got to halftime, we were wondering what kind of adjustments can this defense make, and we were throwing out all kinds of scenarios. We're shifting looks or just keeping it simple, and it was just get after it with the D-line.
Yeah, I think they had a
come to Jesus meeting there.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Just maybe a colorful conversation in the locker room at halftime.
Because that was another thing that we talked about during halftime too, is that Barker was under no pressure at all in that first half. He was just had a clean pocket, had all day to throw. Completely different story in the second half.
It looked like they were kind of just cruising, pretty mellow the first half, but you're right. Hair on fire is how it looked second half, just flying around by the D-line, especially Benavidez.
2nd and 10 for Deer Park. Trying to burn off some clock, hand it off to Yates. Fighting, keeps the feet moving, picks up 5 down to the 45.
You want to see something, when they run this zone, watch them on the back side of zone with the way how they use Paradise. And he's kind of he's taking advantage of some of these outside linebackers over there and their size, I think. But if I was a running back coach, I'd be like, hey, look, you're gonna have your normal aiming point, but get ready to bend this thing back to that backside C gap maybe pretty quick, because it looks like it's kind of opening up back there. And it has been, I feel like, a lot of the game versus pressing the zone.
Deer Park 235 yards on the ground tonight. Hayden LaFrenz leading the way with 81 of those yards. Yates with 48. Aston Jackson with a couple of end arounds. He's picked up 25. Deer Park, they have outscored Clear Falls in this second half, 28-7. Start of the second half, Knights had a 7-point lead, got the first score of the third quarter. It looked like they were cruising, but that switch flipped for the defense for Deer Park, and it has been a completely different game ever since. 3rd down and 5. One more first down should put this one on ice for Deer Park. LaFrenz hand it off. Yates rumbles forward, tries to lunge for the first down. He's going to be right near the line to gain, and it should be enough for the Deer Park first down.
That outside linebacker said, I had enough of the running split zone, bringing Paradise back across the formation to kick him out. He said, I had enough of this, and tried to cut Paradise that time, flying over. It's just fun to kind of watch some of the individual battles that you'll notice start occurring throughout the game, you know, and add on to some of the X's and O's that you see, I guess.
2-minute warning hits, and Clear Falls out of timeouts. Deer Park with 1st and 10 at the 40.
Well, I tell you what, you know, the success that the defense actually came out and ended up happening in the second half, you really would like as an offensive team to end the game with the ball in your hands right here and getting the first down and on the ground right there. 2 minutes left. Really want to bleed out this clock and end it with the best play of all, victory formation. Kneel down.
So it looks like Deer Park's going to open up district play with a win. That'll be back-to-back years. Deer Park going to pick up a win over Clear Falls. What did the sign say? I missed it.
Hey, Lex has got some other fans in the in the stands. Buddy of his maybe, or number 44 on the field, number 1 in my heart. So he says.
So Deer Park going to open up 24-6A play with a win, and they will be on the road next week, taking on Clear Creek. Clear Creek, we're struggling tonight, having to take on Dickinson as LaFrenz takes the snap, takes the knee. They're going to let 40 more seconds burn off of this one. Dickinson was cruising by Clear Creek, and Creek has struggled, got shut out in back-to-back weeks to open up the season, taking on some good teams. And Kingwood, and I just remember who they played in week 2, but it was another shutout loss. But they did pick up their first win of the season last week over Channelview.
They won? Is that what you said?
Clear Creek did, yes. Okay. Once again, LaFrenz takes the snap, takes the knee. And again, gonna let some more time burn off of this. Nothing that Clear Falls can do about it. Well, it was an exciting one last year over at Challenger Stadium when Deer Park got the win over Clear Falls 36-34. Another exciting one here, having the battle back down 2 possessions in the second half. And to have that pendulum swing all the way back and win by 2 possessions has got to feel good.
Yeah, certainly. Wish they didn't have to put my heart through it the way they did in the first half. But the way they answered the challenge at the halftime is real impressive.
And one final snap, one final kneel down, and that is going to do it. Like we said, Deer Park battles back. 28 unanswered points in the second half. And there are a lot of offensive stars in this shootout, but I think the biggest star in the second half, we touched on it, Benavidez along the defensive line for Deer Park.
Just really sparked him, and his energy, the motor that he showed out. I mean, I guess he.
They helped get to the quarterback. He finishes with 3 sacks. Eddie Lopez got there as well.
3 sacks and multiple pressures on top of that.
Play of the game right there, dropping it in the bucket to John Arthur French that gave Deer Park the 2-touchdown lead that they would go on to hold on to. But yeah, going back to the defense, 3 sacks. Lopez hopped in with another. And not just the sacks, but we mentioned the things that don't show up in the stat sheet. Things like the pressure that threw Barker off, able to force some incompletions, drew multiple flags, multiple holding penalties on this offensive line for Clear Falls. And it really was the difference maker, the defensive line for Deer Park in the second half.
Yeah, certainly. And I mean, you've talked about progress as we've both talked about progress as the games have gone on so far. And I'll be honest, going into halftime, I was like, "Ooh, we took a big step backwards defensively," is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But you know what? Maybe it's just a little bit of motivation is what happened, and energy level spiked, and it's good stuff. Because if you don't get any pressure on the quarterback at all, it's going to be pretty hard for the rest of the guys to do anything. And they were able to do it with those 4 guys in the second half.
A shootout tonight, over 900 yards of offense. Deer Park comes out on top, 49-35 the final score as Deer Park opens up district play with a win over Clear Falls here on Tiffy night at Abshire Stadium. Be on the road next week, taking on Clear Creek. Deer Park starts out district play in the win column. We'll see if they can move to 2-0 next week when they take on the Wildcats. For Shane Creel and everybody here at the Deer Network, Mason Pratt here signing off. Deer Park with another exciting win, back-to-back wins in back-to-back weeks for the Deer. We'll see you next week.